Good evening, I'm Matt Malloy, along with Chief Meteorologist Scott Hetzko. Tonight on Fox Rochester News, first at 10, the region's first significant snowstorm has arrived.
Oh, has it? We've got reports and version of thunder snow on my Facebook page. Impressive. And there's downtown heavily snowing at this hour. Visibility under a half mile. And some towns already a foot of snow, Matt. More on how much we're going to get by tomorrow. Next on Fox.
Scotty, thank you. Also ahead tonight, as the Webster community continues to mourn the loss of two volunteer firefighters, we're getting good news about the two who were wounded in Monday's tragedy. And we're finally getting a close look at the devastation from Monday's fire. We're talking with residents as they sift through the rubble. Fox Rochester News, first at 10, starts now.
From WUHF TV, this is Fox Rochester News, first at 10, in high definition.
It has already been a white Christmas, but now it's looking to be an even whiter New Year. The area's first big snowstorm is here. You can see it is making travel treacherous this evening. Good evening. We've had continuous snow now for several hours. Scotty, I was out after the 6 o'clock news, driving back here, and it is difficult. You want to take it slow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And now overnight, as we transition to a little bit more wind, blowing and drifting, but our snowfall amounts are impressive already, anywhere from 5-6 inches to a foot in many areas. Take a look at our satellite and radar together right now. And this darker blue area you see here, this is the heaviest snow, and it's got a bullseye at this hour right for western New York. Everybody getting some moderate to heavy snow. Still some more south and east as well. Some drier air working in on the east side, but we look to be in a really good position for more accumulating snow through the overnight, and for some areas, the good part of tomorrow morning as well. New area of low pressure developing right down here in the Delmarva. I look at something called air pressure tendency over the last couple of hours, and that's where it's fallen. So rapid air pressure fall is where the new storm is forming. So we really got in the sweet spot in western New York. This will be the area from this storm that produces the most snow in the Northeast from this system. Here's our updated numbers, and they're generally the same, but we did upgrade a little bit on the higher end for parts of even Monroe County. We could end up on 13, 14 inches for some areas. Already saw a foot of snow down in many of these regions, down across the Finger Lakes, especially higher elevations. They may get another 4 or 5 inches, maybe up to 17, 18 inches of snow here, and up to the north and west as well. The story's similar. A little bit of lake help here tomorrow morning could make snow over a foot there, north of 104 in Monroe County. So the most significant snow easily that we have had in the last couple of years coming in tonight. Snow, windy overnight. We will have flakes out there through tomorrow as well. And this is the sign from Penfield Wegmans tonight, Matt. You got this on your Facebook and sent it to me. No bread for you. They all went and got their bread tonight. Back to you.
All right, Scotty, thank you very much. We mentioned the travel earlier. It is difficult. Stay in if you can. Our Stacey Pengen joining us live outside of our studios this evening. Stacey, the snow really starting to come down. Our cars have been out there for the last couple hours since we got back from the earlier newscast. Already covered. You got to clean them off again. Yeah,
they're completely covered. And, you know, same with you. I went home after the 6 o'clock, came back, and it was a completely different story within a span of maybe an hour and a half. And the roads are certainly covered, but you know what? The city, at least, is ready for it. The city has tons, literally tons of salt stockpiled, and a lot of it from last year, you know, when we really didn't get a whole lot of snow. So plenty of salt. The plows are ready to go, and I'm just going to step aside a little bit so you can kind of take a look at what's going on. We're out here showing you this, so you don't have to be. But take a look. It really is coming down at a good clip, and earlier today during the 6 o'clock, the snow was really very fine, almost sugar-like, and now we're starting to get in on a little bit more of the chunkier flakes, if you will. And you know what? We're really starting to see it accumulate. I think we're ready for it, but if you are out on the roads tonight, certainly take it easy, slow down, and leave a little space in between you and the person in front of you. Reporting live outside our studios in Rochester, Stacey Pengen, Fox First at 10.
Stacey, thank you. I want to take you now to the latest on the tragedy in Webster. The community continues to mourn the two firefighters who were killed and the two that were injured in Monday's shooting. Tonight, people braving the snow to show their support. Vanessa Herring was there.
The fireman's prayer.
If, according to your will, I have to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife.
A somber song and a moment of silence. Dozens came together to honor fallen heroes Mike Ciparini and Tomas Kachelka. First responders from several departments, including Webster, came to offer comfort.
This is big for their family, huge for their families. The support is what they need right now, more than anything. Let people know that people care and they're thinking about them.
The tragedy has touched the Webster community in so many ways. 2 firefighters lost their lives, 2 others were hurt, and several lost their homes.
I grew up on Lake Road, and you just don't ever think of something like that happening here.
This is our home. This is where our business is. This is where we're raising our kids, and we live here. And so like I said, we've had so many nice people come in the doors, and you find out that a lot of them are people who put their life on the line in the community. It's the least we could do is do this for them.
Huddled together, the crowd quietly watched the members of the West Webster Fire Department drive off. The chief of the Webster Fire Department tells me firefighting is like a brotherhood, and the West Webster Department has received condolences from across the globe. Reporting in Webster, Vanessa Herring, Fox First at 10.
Some good news tonight from Strong Hospital. The 2 firefighters wounded in Monday's shooting are improving. Both Joseph Hofstetter and Theodore Scardino have been upgraded to satisfactory condition. Hofstetter was shot in the pelvis, Scardino shot in the left shoulder and right knee. Strong Hospital says both men remain awake and alert, communicating with family and doctors as they have been since being admitted on Monday. The firefighters also releasing a statement saying, in part, we wish to thank the community and the nation for the heartwarming response to Monday's tragic incident. We deeply appreciate your compassion and support as we focus on recovering from our physical wounds. A 5th man saw firsthand the horrific events that unfolded on Lake Road on Christmas Eve morning. Greece police officer John Ritter was on his way to work that morning when the unimaginable happened, and for the first time he's talking about that day. Ritter left his home around 5:30 Monday morning for work. That's when he noticed the fire trucks and followed them. Soon after he arrived on scene, a bullet came through his windshield, and then he heard more shots. He took cover in his car, backed up to a safe distance, and warned others not to go down to the scene of the fire.
Because I don't know why I'm still here other than there was some type of divine intervention that kept that round from penetrating through my car and hitting something else.
Officer Ritter's car was hit by 2 rounds. He suffered minor injuries, some scratches to his arms and chest. Ritter says his thoughts are with the families of the firefighters killed and those injured. Meantime, the Webster community is preparing to lay to rest 2 fallen heroes. Mike Ciparini and Tomas Kachelka died after they were shot Monday morning while responding to that fire. Calling hours for Ciparini will take place at Webster Schrader High School Friday night from 6 to 9 and Saturday afternoon from noon to 3 and then again from 6 to 9. His funeral will be Sunday at noon at the high school. Calling hours for Kachelka will be the same time and place as Ciparini. That's Friday and Saturday at Webster Schrader High School. Kachelka's funeral is set for St. Stanislaus Church on Hudson at Norton Monday at 10 a.m. Lake Road, meantime, is no longer a crime scene tonight, and for the first time we're getting a look at the destruction from Monday's fire. Residents there returning to what's left of their homes today, many calling it a war zone. Our Ashley Zilka has that part of the story.
It's an eerie day here on Lake Road. Neighbors describe the scene as a war zone. Others are speechless, and homeowners are going through their houses for the first time. Today, homeowners combed through what was left of their houses. John Cahoot lived in one of the 7 houses that was burned to the ground.
It's just, it's a tragedy. I'm just shocked about it. Nothing was going there. I watched it burn. I felt helpless. There's nothing you could do, So I say, why, it happened. You can't really explain it. It hasn't really sunk in yet.
An emotional day for many on Lake Road. Nick Marino's home was damaged in the fire. He bought the home just 2 months ago and didn't get the chance to live in it yet.
My house is very minor compared to, what went on over here. And, it's just weird driving down here knowing what happened. And, you just, feel very bad for the families that, lost loved ones and everyone who lost stuff in the houses and stuff. It's a horrible thing to happen at such a great time of the year.
Sadness mixed with confusion. Neighbors say they knew suspect William Spangler. He was their friendly neighbor Bill, who lived at 191 Lake Road.
He came over here. He talked to me probably 4 or 5 times. I've had conversations with him over 20 minutes, and he seemed to be, just, you know, he was different, but he seemed to be a nice guy.
As cars drive by the scene all day long, the community grieves together, remembering those who died trying to protect the people who live on Lake Road.
Several people, 2 dead firemen, so it's there's a lot of issues here. Besides my house, it's very minor.
There's a strong sense of community here in Webster. Several memorials have been set up across the road, and homeowners say they will rebuild. Reporting in Webster, Ashley Zolka, Fox First at 10.
Support and love continues to pour in for the West Webster Fire Department. The department has set up a foundation to help the families of the fallen and wounded. If you'd like to make a donation to the fire department, you can go to our website, rochesterhomepage.net. Click on the story under the Webster Tragedy tab for information on how you can help. Still ahead here on Fox First at 10, the Veterans Outreach Center letting our returning express their artistic side. We're going to show you a unique form of therapy. And in sports, the Bills know that they will all be playing for their job on Sunday in their season finale. Find out what they think about this season coming up. And next, back to work for the president and the rest of Congress, now just 5 days away from the fiscal cliff.